Okay, good morning from the National Weather Service in Raleigh, North Carolina. This is the routine Thursday weekly briefing for Central North Carolina. These briefings cover basically a 6-7 day period, and today's briefing covers the 23rd through 29th of April. Good morning, I'm Nick Petro, here to bring this briefing to you. We do have a somewhat active weather pattern right now. We do have a excuse me, a frontal system moving through the area that'll bring or that's currently bringing light rain, okay, to our area. Today's forecast is mainly for some light rain. There is a severe weather threat, but now that threat is mainly to our south. So yesterday, you may recall, if you follow us on email and get our briefings or see our briefings on our webpage at weather.gov/Raleigh, you may have seen our one single slide that we put out that suggested that this afternoon and evening there'd be a line of severe storms that would move through. Now it appears that that threat is mainly going to stay to our south. But it is April, and I've been saying this for some time now that, always in April and May we have to be very careful and always stay tuned, because this is the peak of our severe weather season and things could change. But right now, all the data suggests it'll stay to our south. I'll elaborate on that a little bit more here in just a few moments. So other than that, there'll be a few morning sprinkles tomorrow morning. Otherwise, it'll be mainly dry Friday. A little on the cooler side, highs only in the 60s. I guess actually that's pretty pleasant. Then the next weather system with light rain will move across on Saturday, the next frontal system. There is a marginal threat for severe thunderstorms, isolated severe thunderstorms. So again, it is April. Then mainly dry and breezy on Sunday. High pressure will be building in, and that's what's going to make things breezy on Sunday. And then that high pressure will bring fair weather and seasonable weather through early next week, so the Monday and Tuesday time frame. And then if you're looking at the graphics there, the middle of next week, you'll see that cold front that's going to be approaching during the middle of the week, and that will bring our next chance for rain next week. And of course, with a cold front, with a warm front to our north and a cold front approaching, that system could bring some severe thunderstorms. So let's stay tuned to that as well. So obviously things can change between now and then, but if that were the pattern that actually ultimately happens, then that would probably be Saturday, and Wednesday would be our next best threats for severe thunderstorms. That is. Speaking of severe thunderstorms, this is from the Storm Prediction Center, and you can see that the slight risk area, the yellow, has been pushed much further south than it was yesterday. Remember, we had enhanced covering all of central North Carolina late yesterday. Now that enhanced is now suppressed all the way down even south of South Carolina. So that's good news. So it looks like any severe weather threat will be confined mostly to the far southeast and coastal sections of eastern North Carolina. And I'll elaborate about that in a little bit more here in just a moment. No thunderstorm threat on Friday. And then as I kind of earlier mentioned, we do have a marginal risk for severe thunderstorms. That means isolated coverage on Saturday with the front moving through. All right, real quick, the SPC severe weather outlooks for the next 8 days shows what I just mentioned for today, Friday, and Saturday. And then the predictability that is too low really to put out categories for Sunday through Thursday. But as I mentioned, with that front moving through next Wednesday, I think that would probably be our next, once we get past Saturday, that'd be our next chance for thunderstorms. All right, so we put out this briefing slide a little bit earlier today, basically highlighting a few strong to severe storms this afternoon and evening across mainly the southern and southeastern portions of central North Carolina. Large hail, damaging wind gusts are the main threat. So again, that is mainly confined. In fact, this has even been updated and pushed even further south. So before I email these slides out, I will update this, because this is actually been pushed south even more. All right, so I apologize for the confusion there. Let me switch screens to the current conditions, and this kind of puts things into a little bit of context here. This is current radar, and you can see the areas basically, all of this is just light rain, so nothing to worry about. The severe threat is confined with these storms here over Georgia and Alabama. So let me clear my drawings here, go back to my arrows, and then I'll show you where the warnings are. Those boxes are current warnings. This is current watches. You can see, so the severe weather threat right now is way, way to our south, even south of South Carolina. Let me put on here the Storm Prediction Center's outlook. And you could see that the severe threat is mainly going to be confined to areas, and this is for later today, south of this line that I'm drawing here. So basically even south and east of Fayetteville. And let me show you one particular model that shows how this will evolve over the course of the day. Let me remove the SPC outlooks. This is, again, current radar. And by the way, let me throw on temperatures here real quick, because you can see these temperatures over our area right now. We're talking, 60, 61. There's some upper 50s right now. That's kind of cool. Severe weather does not like cool weather. So that's keeping the threat low. In severe weather, this is dew points. Severe weather does not like low dew points either. Not that these are particularly low, but these are, the higher the dew point, the better. And we have to go way down into Georgia before we see widespread 60 dew points. So you can see here's the 60 is one line we like to reference, and you can see there's where the 60-degree dew point line cutoff is. So that's more in line with what we're thinking the severe weather threat will be, mainly confined to our south. All right. Let me show you some simulated radar. This is live radar, and let me go to simulated radar, and I'll show you how some of our models are projecting that this will evolve during the day. And this is a fairly new model, so bear with me here for just a second. I'm not sure why that didn't come on. Hang on one second here. Model overlay. Bear with me here for, model fill. That's what I want. Sorry about that. All right, so this is a fairly new model, just came in, just updated, and this would be the current time approximately. So you can see the model's handling the rain over central North Carolina, and it's doing a pretty decent job with the thunderstorm coverage over Georgia and Alabama. And watch what it does with that thunderstorm coverage as we head through the day. This time right here is about 4 p.m. this afternoon. So you can see between now and 4 p.m., the light rain we're experiencing right now is forecast to largely just kind of fizzle out. And then as we head into, this would be 8 p.m. this evening. And again, you can see that thunderstorm activity kind of creeping up towards northeast South Carolina and southeast coastal North Carolina. And then watch how it just continues to kind of slide east-northeastward across the southeast portions of North Carolina, the coastal areas. And by the way, that time frame would be 11 p.m. tonight, and then that would be 2 a.m. in the morning. So, and then some storms lift up across eastern North Carolina during the overnight hours. So let me, I'm going to back this up to the current time. So you could see that would be 11 a.m. So 11 noon, 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m., 10 p.m., 11 p.m., midnight tonight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., and so on. All right, so you see, it looks like the severe weather threat, for the reasons I outlined earlier today, will mainly stay to our south and east, and particularly in this area that's highlighted by the Storm Prediction Center. Again, I think these cool temperatures and cool dew points are playing a big part in that. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that explanation there. But again, we always have that caveat. We always have to watch for changes, So anyway, here's the accumulated precipitation forecast for the next 7 days, and you can see the heaviest rain today will be today and tonight will be mostly to our south. Dry on Friday. Saturday, we're looking for about 1/4 to 1/2 inch of rain with that frontal system. Dry Sunday through early next week. And the next frontal system in the middle of next week will bring about 1/2 inch of rain. So if you're looking for, depending on how much rain you'd be looking for, you may be happy or you may be disappointed, but 3/4 to about 1.5 inches of rain over the course of the next 7 days. So that seems about right for me. All right. Looking further ahead, way down the road into next week, we're looking at temperatures, odds favor below normal temperatures and below normal precip. So cooler and drier, I guess, is probably the theme of the 8 to 14 day outlook for our area. All right, so let's wrap up this briefing. Sorry I went a little long today, but light rain today. Severe weather threat is now mainly to our south. Stay tuned, though. It's April, and we always have to stay tuned for thunderstorm potential. A few morning sprinkles possible, otherwise mainly dry on Friday. Next weather system with light rain will move across Saturday. There is a marginal threat for severe thunderstorms Saturday with isolated storm coverage, and then mainly dry and breezy on Sunday. High pressure builds in, fair and seasonable weather early next week. And then we'll look for a cold front to move through sometime during the middle of next week. And that system could bring some storms. So about 3/4 to 1.5 inches of rain over the next 7 days. All right. Remember, anytime there's rain in the forecast, be alert for wet and slick roads. It always amazes me how many people hydroplane off the roadways and end up in the ditches. So be careful with that. Slow down on wet roads. Be watchful for heavy ponding of water if we do get any heavier rain over the course of the next 7 days. All right, so that wraps up our weekly briefing for Central North Carolina. And as always, if something changes, it's the weather, and weather always is subject to change. And if these slides become invalid, we will send out email updates as needed. All right, thanks so much for joining.